Okay, so, there's a lot of situations yesterday where we had opportunities to win the game. They played well in a lot of those situations. Um, there's some areas we got to get better at, and just got to keep fighting. I'm still proud of the way that they fought. We got to execute a little bit better in some areas, and the turnovers. With the, on the first in possession twice, caused us 10 points. So, we got to continue work on taking care of the ball, and we got to do a better job defensively and stopping them in some of these third down situations and obviously in the running game.
Jim, followed by Courtney.
Hi, Coach. First off, if you could give us an update on Dalvin, and if he is going to miss time, does it change at all your approach to running the ball?
Well, we haven't run the ball very well recently. I think we had one big run yesterday, but we'll just see how Dalvin's doing. It'll be day to day and see where it goes.
So you think there is a chance he could play this Sunday against Detroit?
Yeah, I don't know. It's day to day. That's what they're telling me.
Mike, going off of that, do you think his health in recent weeks is a factor into why you guys weren't running the ball as effectively?
No, I don't think so. I think there's just, in some of the run game, on the play he got hurt yesterday, we overset a guy and the guy came underneath us and the center was working up to another guy. So there's been situations like that. We haven't been able to get to some of the backside runs quite well enough and, or get them reached to the perimeter. So we just got to keep working to try to look some of those. We had, the one good run he had, he brought it out the back door, blocked it really good on the front side, and he brought it out the back door.
Joe, followed by Chris.
Yes, Mike, before the season you said, one of your concerns was depth, especially if the wrong players got hurt. You've got a lot of players hurt or on COVID list right now. Are the wrong players getting hurt, or is this just what you have to deal with in today's NFL?
Well, we're pretty decimated on defense right now. We just got to, keep doing what we can do to try to help these players out. So, you lose a guy like Hunter, obviously that's one of the wrong players getting hurt. It's part of today's NFL.
Mike, is it a torn labrum for Dalvin Cook?
No.
What is the nature of his injury, can you say?
No.
Is it dislocated shoulder?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. And also just having Alexander Madison as a backup if Cook can't immediately go. I mean, just talk about how good of a relief that is for you just at least to have Alexander.
Yeah, well, he's done a nice job when he's been in there. We anticipate him, if he has to play, to go in there and play well.
Dave?
Mike, do you have a chance to get Tomlinson back in time this week to play?
Possibly.
I mean, how did you feel like the backup line did, considering that you're not expecting all four of those guys to start the same game?
Well, we had some technique issues, and we're trying to get these guys to go be aggressive. We got to cut out a few gaps a few times, but it's just it's a little bit of work in progress. We got to continue to go forward with them.
Matt, followed by Sam.
Hey, Mike. Clearly, Kene has shown that on his kick returns that he has some special, speed and quickness and all that. What are the other parts of the running back position, though, that he would have to kind of master or show you in practice that he can handle before you could give him a bigger workload if Dalvin can't play?
Well, most young backs, protection's always the toughest thing. It's not really running with the ball. It's protection. It's understanding your route concepts, where you have to be on a certain routes and things like that. you know, he's still learning some of the run game, you know, they call it where the dot is, and then trying to get to, you know, stretch that dot and then be able to bring it back the other way, or continue to go to the perimeter. So, you know, it's just continued learning. He's doing a good job. You know, our kick return team did a really nice job blocking it. You know, with both at Madison and C.J. Ham, but you know, the front line did a nice job on the double teams that we had in there as well.
Mike, you find yourself through 11 games with the same record as last year, and I'm just curious if you have, you know, optimism from what you've seen from this team in practice or in games, and because of that fight you've talked about, if you believe that this team can have sort of a different ending to the season this year than what we saw last year.
Yeah, I feel a lot different about this team than I did at this time a year ago. You know, they've shown that they have a lot of heart and fight, and you know, we've you know, basically been in every ball game. The ones could have won several others, so we'll just play it out and see where it goes.
Larry, followed by Chris. You there, Larry? Go to Chris.
Yeah, Mike, on Patrick Peterson, he said he's vaccinated. So is it correct he would just need 2 negative tests 24 hours apart to be back?
That is correct.
And just, I mean, his leadership, if he can't get those tests by Detroit, is that a concern that there's a possibility he might not have them this Sunday?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, you know, not too many guys have passed those 2 positive tests or negative tests. So we just have to let it play out and see where it goes.
Lindsay.
Yeah, Coach, I guess my question overlaps a little bit with what Sam asked, but I know that you've talked a lot about the fight and the resiliency that this team has, and then Adam Thielen talked to us earlier today and also kind of reiterated that. And Adam said that, you know, after being in the NFL for 9 years, he said it hasn't always been that way with maybe different teams that he's been on. I guess, what is it about this team or the makeup of these guys that you know, think that is, that they continue to fight and don't want to give up?
Well, I think, Lindsay, I watch them every day in practice, how they go about a business. You know, typically when you're struggling or something like that, you know, you don't put forth the effort, you don't put forth the same study habits. You go out and play, you kind of put your toe in the water and see if it's cold or not. And then, you know, this team hasn't done that. They've come out and been resilient, and, you know, even we went down by 11, I think, and returned the kickoff for a touchdown. You know, it's just, you know, throughout the whole course of the year, it's kind of been like this. We make a bad play, either offense or defense, and, you know, heck, the defense, you know, when Dalvin fumbled, we could have gave him a touchdown, and the game probably would have been over. But we held them to a field goal there. They were able to fight through it, and, you know, still give us an opportunity to win.
Mike, can I go?
Coach.
Larry.
Yeah, Coach. Is there ever a source of irritation when you're trying to recognize the potential of your team, and have you decided what the potential is for this team at this point?
Can you say that one more time?
I said, is there a source of irritation when some try to, predict for you that your team is, like, they're comparing it with last year, 5 and 6, but you have yet to decide the true potential of this team?
Yeah, I'm always. I mean, there's always a lot of irritation, but I think that the biggest thing is, I watch this team, and they are different than last year. We've had a ton of injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and I just feel like these guys continue to push and fight, and offense has pulled some games out. I don't think this is anything like last year. So, but that's, we'll have to see when we play the next 6 weeks.
Courtney?
Mike, now that you've had a chance to look back over the film from yesterday with Kirk, I mean, can you, on some of the throws that he was a little off target, what do you attribute that to there in the second half?
I think, you know, when we got down there toward the end line, or toward the goal line, he had a little bit of pressure in his face and caused him to throw the ball a little high. Might have rushed the one. I haven't talked to him yet personally, but you know, I'll see what he says. And then, you know, the one on the 2-point play, you know, it was an either or. We could have thrown a shovel pass to Conklin, or you know, or come out. So I think what he did on that one was he made the decision a little bit late, and then, you know, tried to get the ball out. So the one throw interception, you know, I talked to him during the game. He said, I just didn't see the guy. The guy kind of drifted in front of the curl, and he just didn't see him.
Time for 2 more with Matt and whoever wants to close it out.
Mike, you mentioned the blocking on the kick return. Just can you talk about the job that Ryan Ficken has done this year? And you were talking about differences between this year and last year. The special teams have just been greatly improved. What has it been that he's done to help improve the special teams by so much?
I think the biggest thing he's done is simplified what we're doing. You know, he obviously each week does a good job of adjusting to you know, what the other team is doing and having a plan off of that. But you know, he comes in and talks to me about fakes all the time and different things, and we look at that together. And then you know, I think once you start having success as a unit, it kind of builds on that. And so now they feel like, you know, anytime they kick the ball to us, you know, Kane has a chance to go the distance.
Mike, when you look at this team and all the pieces you had to work with, has it held back what you wanted to implement with the team because of all the injuries that you've had to deal with this season, and bringing in people on a Wednesday and trying just to get them, you know, competent for Sunday afternoon?
Well, I think, Jim, that happens a lot. You know, you put packages in for certain people, and, you know, they get hurt, or, you know, you don't have the exact same personnel, athletic ability of certain guys. You know, we've always had certain packages for Barr in there, and then, you know, he's missed some time. You know, having Pierce not there, you know, you try to, I guess the best way to say that is you try to figure out what the player's skill set is, and then have some package things where they can do for that. And then, you know, so when you bring a guy in on Wednesday and you're trying to figure out what he can do, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So, you know, we're going to have to put our heads together here a little bit this week and see how we can adjust and change to do some of the things that these guys can do.